carbon has how many valency? Carbon has tetravalence. Carbon has tetravalency. Okay, what is tetravalency? It has got 4 valency. 4 valency, and this amino acid, every amino acid has got 1 carbon at the center. And as name suggests, amino and acid. So what is organic acid is? If you have studied organic chemistry, and if you don't know about organic chemistry, then also tell me. I presume that you know a little bit about organic chemistry. That is how I went. So if you don't know, let me know. If you don't tell me, it will be your fault. Let me know. Okay, that is why. So this is amino group. So amino is derived from ammonia, like this. So you can see in ammonia there are 3 hydrogen, and if at the place of 1 hydrogen, if this NH2 is attached to carbon, this becomes amino. Ammonia becomes amino. So that is what is happening here. So this amino group attached to carbon. This is amino. Then this acid group will attach to carbon. So this is amino acid. And then what is left is 2 bond has to be fulfilled. So 1 bond is fulfilled by hydrogen. Other bond will be fulfilled by some other compound like side chain. What is the side chain? Side chain are different for different amino acid. We will talk about that side chain. So this is side chain, for the time being will represent by R. So this side chain I considered, I have animated this structure. I have animated this structure and given side chain a face, structure of face. So this is side chain. Side chain is like face of any amino acid. It is like face of any amino acid. Yes, and this is side. These are like hands. Remember, these are like hands. Now you can remember the structure of amino acid better. So did you understand what is amino acid, everybody?
Yes, sir.
So if you don't understand, let me know. And now this amino group, you can see this amino group here, it is bound to only 1 carbon. It is bound to only 1 carbon here. Only 1 carbon. Now we will see that if any amino, this is a part of organic chemistry, if any amino, so if it is bound to only 1 carbon, this is called primary. We can denote primary by this naught over 1. Now when it is attached to this 2 carbon and there is 1 hydrogen, this is called secondary amine. This type of amine is called secondary amine. So all amino acid has got primary amine, except there is 1 exception also. We will talk about that exception. All amino acid have this primary amine, and this acid group is carboxy group. In all organic chemistry, you will see generally the acid is carboxy group. Here also acid is carboxy group. So carboxy acid. Now the side chain is R, and always 1 hydrogen is there. So this is the general structure of amino acid, and all these amino acids are in the form of L amino acid. Stereoisomerism of this amino acid is L. So do you know anybody? Is there anybody who does not know about isomerism? What is isomerism?
There are many isomers, sir. Same structure, different function.
Same structure, different. Is it so? Same structure, different function.
Different structures.
Sorry, different structure, same functions.
Is it different structure, same function?
No, sir.
No, sir, it's the same formula, but the different
Same
structure.
formula.
Yeah, formula. Formula, okay. Formula, but different. There can be different in structure. And if structure is different, there's function. Okay.
Sir, but there are
Got
many
that?
isomerism, no, sir. Many types of isomerism. So
Yes. So how? What type of isomerism? Can you tell me?
chain isomerism, position isomerism, stereo isomerism.
Yes, chain isomerism. Chain ring isomerism. Okay. Ring isomerism. So are they same in structure? You told me same in structure. Are they same in structure? Chain and ring?
Sir, no, sir, they are not same in structure, but the formula is same, sir.
The formula. That is what I wanted to. I expected. That is what I expected. That is why I told you. Anyway, you knew that, but what you told was actually different than what you understand, and I made it. I wanted to make it clear. Okay. I know that you understand, but you told me the structure is same and then function is different. Okay, that is also.
Okay.
See, a structure, if structure is same, then function will also be same in chemistry. Okay.
Okay.
If structure differs, then only function. Structure correlate with always with function. Remember, this is a very important rule. Okay. If
Okay, sir.
structure is exact similar, then function will be exact similar. There will not be difference in function. If structure is different, there will be different in function. But formula is same and structure is different, and that is how function will be different. So chain ring isomerism, there will be functional isomerism. So do you all understand? Olamide, Cauchy. Do you all understand? Isomerism. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Do you all understand?
Yes, sir.
So have you been taught isomerism in, and maybe I think you have been taught about isomerism.
Yes, sir.
So it will make my teaching easy. So that is what I told you. So this is amino acid. Amino acid. Here is R group. Here is H. So these all amino acids are in the form of L amino acid. So this is a type of isomer. This is called stereoisomer.
Airline T, sir.
Isomerism in space. So we will talk what is that is there in space. So stereoisomer. Because 4 molecules are attached to one carbon, this will attain this type of structure, tetrahedral structure. You can see 1, 2, 3, and this 4 tetrahedral. This is central carbon, tetrahedral structure. So this tetrahedral structure will have 2 type of stereoisomerism based on this position of this molecule. So there will be one L isomer and other will be D isomer, D amino acid. In our body we will have L amino acid. So let's see what is L amino acid. See, so this is, you can see here, we have taken this glyceraldehyde as a benchmark to see whether it is a D compound or L compound. Now in glyceraldehyde, what we have assumed that this is a glyceraldehyde. Glyceraldehyde has 3 mole carbon, 1, 2, 3 carbon, and this is the structure you can see. So we place this aldehyde at the top, and then we number this actually, and then we number this all this compound, 4 compound based on its oxidation state. So you can put number 1 to this because this is the most oxidized. You will put here the number 2 and then number 3. So you can generally you can put this here. of OH here. You will put aldehyde at the top, OH here or here, here or here. If you put aldehyde at the left, it is called alpha. Remember, you don't have to remember anything else. Just remember, if you put aldehyde at the left, it is called alpha. If you put aldehyde at the right, it is called D form. D for dextro. Dextro means right. So L is levo. Levo means left. So this, if any molecule that, if you put the molecule on this, if it's superimposed and on this alpha, it is alpha. You can see I have kept this COO group at the top because this is the most oxidized. So next oxidized is amino group. Now this amino is a bulky group. Now this is at the left. So this is a L amino acid. So it is difficult to understand this form of amino acid if you cannot imagine. But for the time being, just understand one thing. This L form of stereoisomerism are present in protein. Did you get this? L form, only L form is present in protein. Just remember, memorize it for the time being. Did you get that? Okay. So silence is acceptance. That means.
Okay, sir.
Okay. If you become silent, I will go forward. If you don't speak anything, I'll give you opportunity. If in that opportunity, if you don't speak, I will go forward. Silence is for me. Silence is acceptance. Now, so this is amino acid. We have already discussed, and there is one term, standard amino acid are alpha amino acid. What does a standard amino acid? If you see in our body, there are many types of amino acids are there. Hundreds of amino acids are there. Hundreds of amino acids are there. But only 20 amino acids are present. Only 20 types of amino acids are present in protein. Did you get that? Our body has only 20 amino acids that is present in our body. The rest of the amino acids are not present in protein. So these 20 amino acids are called a standard amino acid. Did you all understand? This 20.
Yes, sir.
Yes, this 20 amino acids are called standard amino acid. See this. So all these 20 amino acid has alpha amino group, and these are present in the form of this alpha L amino acid. And there are one amino acid which does not have this alpha and this primary amino group. There is one amino acid that does not have primary amino group. This amino acid is called proline. I'll draw the structure of proline here. So this is carbon, center carbon, alpha carbon. Alpha carbon will be at the center. And then you will see this is acid, because this is amino acid. Let me draw the side chain first. So this is side chain here. Side chain is, this is side chain. Side chain has 3 carbon. So this is side chain. Now this side chain is attached with this amino group. So this is amino, this is acid. This carbon, this very carbon is attached to this. So this is 1 carbon and this is 2 carbon. Now you can see, can you see 2 carbon is being attached to 1 amino group. This is called amino acid. This is secondary amine. This is called amino acid. Only 1 amino acid in 20 amino acid has got secondary amino group. This is called amino acid. This is not called amino. This is called amino. Ammonia. This name changes like this. So if there is no carbon, it is called ammonia. When you add carbon, this is called amino. When you add two carbon. This is called imino. Imino, like that. So this is primary amino, this is secondary amino. So this is amino acid. So did you get this? This proline is this type of. You can see amino is attached to carbon. Now, if you understood all about this amino acid, general structure of amino acid, and then what this general structure of amino acid contain, about alpha amino acid, all amino acids are L amino acids. If you understood this, except all amino acid has primary amino group except proline. So if you have understood this, we will move to next step. So just answer this question: which of the following amino acid is an amino acid? So you will easily answer this. Which of the following amino acid is proline? You already, because this is the only amino acid which has got secondary amine. All other amino acids are in alpha amino. This is also alpha amino. Okay, this is not other amino. This is also alpha amino. All are primary alpha amino. This is called secondary alpha amino. Now let's see this. Protein synthesis is highly specific process occurs in ribosome that you all know. So only specific stereoisomer of amino acid is incorporated into protein. So this is very peculiar. This translation process. Actually, I am making a background for translation process so that you will understand that whole process of translation very easily. So this translation chooses a very specific type of amino acid. Which is that specific type of amino acid?
Alpha amino acid.
So alpha amino acid, L alpha. Okay. So I had to write this amino. Anyway, L alpha amino group. L alpha amino group. Amino acids are chosen. Remember very good. Now you have already understood standard amino acid. What is a standard amino acid?
Standard
amino group.
Okay. So you understood this. 20 amino acids. These amino acids are present in protein. So amino acids which are part of protein are called standard amino acid, and amino acids which are not part of protein, amino acid not present in protein, are called non-standard amino acid. This non-standard amino acid also has very significant value. See, you cannot ignore them. Especially, you can see this amino acid. Some amino acid we can see ornithine. In ornithine and citrulline, two amino acids are there. They are very integral part of urea cycle. Okay, remember this. If you know, that's good. If you don't know about this amino acid, we will talk about this amino acid in urea cycle. So these two amino acids are very important for urea cycle, ornithine and citrulline, and they are not present in protein. And this amino acid, taurine is also very important amino acid that actually is synthesized from cysteine. From cysteine, taurine is synthesized. So we will talk about what is cysteine. Cysteine is a sulfur containing compound. So what happens is sulfonate group will be, sulfur will here convert into sulfonate group. So this cysteine binds with bile, and this helps in conjugation of bile salt. This taurine makes bile salt more soluble. Conjugation makes it more soluble. So this is very important for digestion of fat, because bile salt, if conjugated, it will digest fat. So taurine, so very important function. Now this is GABA is a very important neurotransmitter. Don't you know? GABA is a very important neurotransmitter of your brain. Don't you know this? This is also a amino. Yes, good. So this is amino. You can see amino as the name also suggests here. This is amino. This is gamma amino. The name suggests here gamma amino and acid. That is why this is acid, amino acid. This amino acid, this is not alpha amino acid. This is a gamma amino acid. So this is non-standard amino acid. Because if all standard amino acids are alpha amino acid, if it is not alpha, it will not be a standard amino acid. And this is beta alanine. Beta alanine is also a not standard amino acid. This is a very important part of coenzyme A. You know, coenzyme A is made by pantothenic acid, a vitamin B5. In this beta alanine is also in. The name suggests beta. Amino group is here present at beta position. So this you can see. This is alpha carbon acid attached to the carbon, that is called alpha carbon. And amino, if it is attached here, it is called alpha amino. If amino attached here, it is called beta amino. So this is beta alanine. This is not a standard. This is not present in protein. It is present in coenzyme. Now ornithine citrulline, we have this also tau, and this is also very. So whatever I have written, a very good example, very important example. SAM. SAM is a very important compound. Actually, this is made from methionine. This is a nucleotide. Methionine, very essential amino acid. From methionine, adenyl group is attached. This is called S-adenosyl methionine. And this S-adenosyl methionine is also a non-standard amino acid. It is active methyl donor. Now I can ask you a question from this, any question. So which of the following is a non-standard amino acid which is helpful, which is a methyl donor? Which is of the following is a non-standard methyl donor amino acid? So you will have to take this. Which of the following is non-standard methyl donor amino acid? This is S-adenosyl methionine. Then again, every point will make a question. Which of the following is non-standard amino acid which is helpful in conjugation of bile salt, taurine? Which of the following? So this is, see, though I have not written question, I am giving you question. So which of the following amino acid are non-standard amino acid is part of urea cycle? So you have to answer this. Which of the following non-standard amino acid is a neurotransmitter? Which of the following non-standard amino acid is part of coenzyme A? You have to answer, tick this. So remember, these all are questions. Okay, and this homocysteine is associated with homocystinuria, very important disorder. You will study later. So homocysteine. So remember, these are very, very important amino acids, non-standard amino acids. So I will ask question from this. Remember that. Okay. Now, which of the following is standard amino? Which of the following is a standard amino acid?
Beta
Hydroxyproline.
Hydroxyproline is a, because this is also non-standard. Why? In collagen, proline convert into hydroxyproline. Okay. So proline, hydroxyproline, they are part of protein. Though we don't count in a 20 amino acid, so we consider hydroxyproline also as proline, modified proline. Okay. So this is actually a standard amino acid because it is present in protein. So that is why I have mentioned hydroxyproline, not other amino acid. Now there is what is 21st amino acid? So this is also a question. Which is 21st amino acid? Does anybody know?
Can you repeat it, sir, once more?
Which amino acid is 21st amino acid? So 21st amino acid is, fill in the blanks.
Selenocysteine.
Great. You know that. So that's good. Selenocysteine is called 21st amino acid because we have 20 amino acids. Some protein has this amino acid, and this amino acid is made from serine. Serine will be added to tRNA. So I have talked a little bit about tRNA. You know what is tRNA? This is tRNA. tRNA has this loop, anticodon loop. This is T-psi loop. Well, you know what is T? Thymine is only present. It is not present generally in RNA, only present in tRNA. Psi is also a very peculiar type of base, a distorted type of uracil type. C is present. So T-psi loop. So many pseudouridine are present, thymine are present in this loop. That is why this loop is called T-psi loop. And this is a reduced form of this loop has very high amount of reduced form of uracil. That is why this is called dihydrouridine, DHU loop. And this is acceptor arm, CCA arm. So CCA is there. A with A, OH group, the amino acid will bind. So this is tRNA. With tRNA, serine will bind. And after binding serine, this serine will convert into selenocysteine. So we will see that. So this selenocysteine, remember selenocysteine is a 21st amino acid. So all are questions. These are questions. These are my questions. I have shown also this. So you can see serine first react with tRNA. So with this acceptor arm, the serine will be accepted. Now, so don't remember about enzyme right now. If you try to talk about enzyme, you will not remember anything. Just remember from this sterile tRNA, this is synthesized. Selenocysteine is synthesized. So from sterile tRNA, selenocysteine is synthesized. Selenium is added. Selenium is a element, trace element. So did you understand this all? Standard amino acid, non-standard amino acid, 21st amino acid. Did you all understand this?
Yes.
Koshi?
Yes,
you also understand? Okay,
yes.
then. Okay, great then. So these are the modified form of modified standard amino acid. So these amino acids are what happens. These are part of 20 amino acids, which actually in protein, once it incorporated into protein, it will be modified, and that is why these are called modified amino acid. Modified. So these basic things are more important for you. Okay, these basic things, I will ask more questions from basic things. These basic things are very important for you. So remember, modified essential amino acid, you will see, I've already told you, hydroxyproline. It is part of collagen. Collagen. Now this is and pharma, it is a part of bacterial. We will talk about, when we talk about translation, bacterial translation, because we will have to start from bacterial translation. So there you will see AUG will code for, codon will code for N-formyl methionine. So that is why I have to mention here. N-formyl methionine is present in bacteria. It is a modified form of amino acid. It is not present in our body. Remember, it is not part of our body. Our body has this and this. These are also this gamma carboxyglutamate is also very important. It is modified by vitamin K. So if you want to understand vitamin K, you will have to understand this gamma carboxylation. We will talk in vitamin chapter. So this is gamma carboxylate. Gamma carboxyglutamate is also a modified form of amino acid, and remember these two at least. Okay, remember this. And methylated. So we will talk methylated, methylation and acetylation in histone protein. In histone protein in genetics, upcoming class. So methylation and acetylation of actually histone tail, that I have already discussed. This methylation, there are some amino acid here. So that is why I have started amino acid in the beginning, so that it will help your understanding of genetics also. Some amino acids are there that, so don't, please mute yourself. So methylation and acetylation of, so try to reduce disturbance, okay? It's our responsibility. So I have told you, we will talk about this. So that is why I have started this amino acid. There are some amino group. So when some enzyme add methyl group, this whole histone will be, the whole gene will be switched off. When acetyl group is added from acetyl coenzyme A, this will become on. When methyl group is added from which compound? SAM, S-adenyl-methionine, that I have told you in a short while. It is an active methyl diuretic. Then it will become inactive, and when acetyl group is added, it will become active. So this modified amino acids, modification of amino acid happens in histone. So these are very important examples. Gamma carboxyglutamate, and that is involved in blood clotting, modified. These are all our questions. Remember, each point is one question. So which of the following modified standard amino acid is involved in blood clotting? So gamma carboxyglutamate. Which of the following modified amino acid is part of collagen? Hydroxyproline. Which of the following amino acid modification is responsible for gene expression? So this is methylation and acetylation. So you can see 3 questions coming from this. So what is the time now? We have 10 minutes more. So we have already studied different type of amino acid. So here, if you see amino acids, so we can classify amino acid like this first. So all amino acids, standard and non-standard. Then this non-standard have examples. Okay, many examples we have given, 6 examples. Then a standard has got modified, normal, standard, and then modified. There are few modified, and these are very good example. Carboxy, gamma carboxy glutamate, and then hydroxyproline, and acetylation and methylation of amino acid in histone. These are example of modification, amino acid modification, modified amino acid. So remember this. Now here we will classify this normal amino acid. So we have done this, we already done this. Now we will classify, we will actually try to understand amino acid based on this parameter. So first we will try to understand normal amino acid, which are normal amino acid, normal standard amino acid that are nutritionally essential. So then we will study about the detail about the chain of side chain. So you know all amino acids are different in side chains. Different in side chains. So we will talk about this, which amino acid has got which type of side chain. So side chain. Then this side chain only determine this polarity, everything. If you understand side chain, you will understand everything about amino acid, even this nutritional requirement also. So this is the most important part of amino acid. Understanding of the side chain, understanding of the structure of side chain is very important. So this is the very important structure. If you understand the side chain, you will understand whole amino acid. Now, if you understand side chain also, then metabolic fate also is important. We will understand that metabolic fate also. So first, this is very important. If you understand this, you will understand almost all. So today starts. Let's talk about today only nutritional requirement, because you already know about this. So it is a simple type of. So you already know what are essential amino acids. So these are essential amino acids. 10 amino acids are very easy to memorize. 10 amino acids are essential, and other 10 amino acids are non-essential. So what does this essential means? Essential means our body cannot synthesize. It's called essential. We have to take from diet. Our body cannot synthesize. It's called essential. Those amino acids which can be synthesized from carbohydrate in our body are called non-essential. So these are essential amino acids. These 10 are, you can see these 10 are essential amino acids. So what are them? So you can learn them through mnemonics, but let me There are mnemonics. Here are mnemonics. If you prefer, you can go through these mnemonics. But telling mnemonics is not my job. My job is to make you understand. So that is what I will do. Now let's say this. I'll give you one very important principle. The difficult, this complicated side chain. The amino acid with complicated side chain. Side chain cannot be synthesized in our body. Therefore, they are essential amino acid. Did you understand this?
Yeah.
Everyone, did you understand this?
Yes, sir.
So
Amino-
can you take it again, please?
Yes. Please tell me. Koshi, are you Koshi?
I like. No, I'm not Kosi. So I did ask if you could take it again, like.
So you just
the-
read yourself. Please read yourself. Read yourself for me, please. What is it?
You said
Yes,
AA with
what is written here?
complicated. You said AA with complicated side chain.
What is
cannot-
AA mean? What is AA mean?
Amino acid
Yeah, amino acid. Good. Then
with
which-
complicated side chain cannot be synthesized in our body. Therefore, they are essential. Like, is it they cannot be breakdown or what? That's what I was asking.
No, they cannot be
Okay.
synthesized. Complicated side chain. So, which amino acid is called essential amino acid? What is the basis on which we call some amino acid essential, some non-essential? What is the basis? Just tell me. What is the basis? What is the basis for classifying amino acid into essential and non-essential?
Basically, those ones they can use and those ones they can't use.
Not use.
See?
See, what is
Oh.
this? What is this? What is I have written here? Tell me.
Essential?
Essential. What are essential amino acid? I have written definitions. You read this.
The important? The most valuable one.
What is the basis of calling them important, essential, and important? Why? Read this. Read
Because-
this. Read for me.
I'll say I should read which one, please. Sorry, my network is broken.
So they are those amino acids that cannot be synthesized in our body. You got this? And we have to take in dye from external source. You get this? So this is essential. It is not that you use like something that we can, our cell cannot form, synthesize, biochemical reaction are called essential amino acids. Those our body can synthesize are called non-essential because our body can synthesize those amino acids. Get that?
Yes, sir.
10 amino acids our body cannot synthesize. These are essential. 10 amino acids our body can synthesize. These are called. Those amino acids which side chain is complicated cannot be synthesized in our. Those are called essential amino acids. Okay?
Yes.
Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Okay. Now, isoleucine, leucine, and valine. Isoleucine, leucine, and valine. These are called branch chain amino acid. BC amino acid. What does branch chain means? This is, let me write this first, amino acid. So this is amino This is acid. So this is side chain. So if side chain has branching, this is one carbon, maybe second carbon, and then it has got branching like this. So this is branch chain. So branch chain is difficult to make by our body. That is why these amino acids are essential. If this amino acid cannot be synthesized in our body, and this is why this is called essential amino acids. And we will talk about these amino acids also. Histidine. Histidine has got, for the timing, remember. So imidazole. Do you know what is imidazole ring? I have already told you in genetics class, nucleotide. Does anybody know what is imidazole ring?
Imide containing ring.
What type of ring?
Imide.
What is there in imidazole ring? Imide? What is imide?
It's like
Are you calling this? Is it a imidazole ring? Is it a imidazole ring? Tell me. You don't remember. So what is purine? With imidazole, one pyrimidine is attached. This is pyrimidine. If with pyrimidine, this ring is attached. This is imidazole ring. 2-azo, diazo, imidazole. 2-azo means nitrogen. 2-azo group. Is pentane with 2 nitrogen group is called imidazole group. And this histidine has got imidazole group. So that is why this is a very difficult type of group. That is why this is our essential amines. This arginine has got a different type of group called guanidino group. And I told you, if you know purine, then you will also understand this group. So guanine, do you know the structure of guanine? I told you to memorize the structure of guanine. If you memorize the structure of this, you will memorize many things. So guanine has O group here and N group here in between 2 nitrogen. So this is called guanidino group. A very beautiful type of group, where at the center there is, draw a triangle. There is second way to understand this structure. Draw a triangle like this, put carbon at the center, and then you draw nitrogen at the apex of triangle, and then draw this bond like this. And this is guanidino group. And with this one of the nitrogen, draw double bond. This is guanidino group. Imidazole group. This is guanidino group. If you remember this guanine, you will remember guanidino, imidazole group both. So that is why this group are complicated type of groups. That is why arginine it is not synthesized. For the time being, I am telling you, not synthesized in our body. Lysine is a very long chain. It's long lysine for long chain, long side chain, and at terminal there is amino group. This is called epsilon amino group. Epsilon amino group. So we will talk about this all group, amino group. So that is why lysine does not synthesize. And methionine has got sulfur group. This is side chain. This is amino acid, and this is side chain. There is sulfur, and with this sulfur, methyl group. So ether type of bond is present, sulfur containing amino acid. That is why this is also a essential amino acid. Phenylalanine has got phenyl group, benzene group ring. As the name suggests, phenyl, and with this phenylalanine is attached. So phenylalanine is also a complicated side chain has. That is why this is non-essential amino acid. Tryptophan also has a very fun type of side chain. This aromatic side chain. This is benzene, and with this benzene there is this type of group, pyrrole group. This is called pyrrole group is attached, and this is called tryptophan. So all, if you can see, all amino acids, these have a bit complicated type of group is attached to this. Side chain is present. These are all called essential amino acids. And memorizing, understanding the side chain of this all amino acids are important. Understanding the side. If you remember the side chain of this amino acid, you will remember other side chain also. You don't have to memorize many. So focus on this 10 essential amino acids. Now you can see this star mark here. These are called semi-essential amino acids. Why? Because these amino acids is synthesized in our body, but in very low quantity. And that is why this low quantity cannot meet the demand of growing children. In growing age, these are essential. But for adult, these are become non-essential. And that is why these are called semi-essential or conditionally essential. So will you memorize these all? This is very important slide. Essential amino acids. You have to memorize everything, even the structure of these all amino acids.
Okay, sir.
So okay.
Dr. Santos.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
You said semi-essentials are essentials for children, right?
Yeah, semi-essentials are synthesized in very low quantity, and that is why it becomes essential for children. Yes, growing.
Okay.
And it is non-essential. It is non-essential for normal, healthy adult. Okay, because see, this semi-essential is very synthesized in very low quantity, not synthesized in sufficient quantity. Therefore, it is called semi-essential. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.